Hey guys, welcome to another edition of The Running Journey. I'm Rob. This is my brother Charlie Tatro. Charlie, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, we're getting ready for Christmas. This is a Christmas episode, so we'll take a second here to wish all of you listeners out there Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is being released on Boxing Day, I believe, so probably just had the Christmas parties and all that. We are recording this prior to that all starting. You have a busy Christmas year this year, Charlie, or what? Million parties?
Yep.
When do they start? Tomorrow night, probably?
Yesterday.
Oh, what did you have last night?
This
is a podcast. You're sharing with the viewers.
Fruit Track family dinner.
Okay, that was fun. Warren and the family.
With Calvin. Calvin.
Yeah. He was a good goalie. He's my age.
Yeah. So we talked a bit about analytics and stuff.
Is he an analytics guy?
I don't know, but I was just curious about how they do it because he coaches high level.
Like AAA or something? Or
no, he coaches. He's on the Pistons coaching staff.
Okay, junior A.
Yeah,
hockey.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what he does, but he's been. Yeah.
He's not the video guy.
No, he said they have a service that does it all for them.
Oh, cool. So you're that was a party yesterday. 23rd Monday is when we're recording this. I have nothing today. You probably have nothing today. And then it starts 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. I have 5 in a row.
Same as me, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And then our half marathon on the 29th.
29th. And then I'm off to Phoenix on the 29th. So holy smokes, busy time. So some stuff been happening. I want to talk a bit about today about recovery, about planning for 2025. And also some of the neat stuff that's been happening in Manitoba. They did the solstice run without us, the nerve. They did it without us. No, it's a joke.
The Merry Christmas run?
Well, no, and the Merry Christmas run. I was talking about the solstice run on the 21st.
Oh, yeah. I saw it. It showed me what 1 year ago what you did. I'm like, oh, we forgot to. I couldn't do it this year. There's no way. But
yeah, I couldn't do it either. But a year ago, for those that don't know, we did a solstice run, December 21st. Our sister Tanya suggested we go do it, and she didn't show up. And Charlie and I did. What did we do, Charlie? 40K? I don't even remember.
I think it was 35K. Yeah.
35K? Okay, We did 35 kilometers. Joel was there, my personal trainer, with his brother, and they kind of were doing loops through the night. And it's in Steinbach, and they do this for, I think it's like a mental health or like a charity of some sort that focuses on mental health, I believe. And I should know that. Do you know the charity? I don't remember. I know it's a mental health connection thing. And I saw that Jayla ran it this year. She was doing loops, I don't know how many loops, but I know she did loops. And I know that the solstice, obviously the shortest day of the year, the sunset in Winnipeg is like, it's before 4:30. I think the sunset's like, that's actually on my watch right now. Today is 4:30. So 2 days ago would have been like 4:28 or something. Yeah. 4:28. So like it's a short day.
The days are getting longer now. So
yes, finally. Okay, Claude. My dad used to always tell us on the December. Hey, boys, exciting day today. Well, why, Dad? The days are getting longer. You're not going to notice, but next thing you know, it'll be 6 p.m. It'll be daylight. And he's right. So they did this.
Southeast Cancer is what.
Southeast Cancer. Thank you for pulling that up. Southeast Cancer. So they raised some money for that. Last year we went out, made some donations, and ran and raised some funds. I actually really enjoyed that last year.
It was fun. Yeah.
It kind of warped my sleeps for a bit, but it was fun to get out. Speaking of warped sleep, I'll get to the Merry Christmas run in a sec. I need to give a shout out to Simo here because I've not been sleeping and my HRV has been just terrible and I've not been getting good sleep scores. And I don't know why, because I'm not drinking. In the old days when I wasn't sleeping, it's because I was drinking, but like I'm not drinking, I'm eating really clean. And I was like, what's going on? So I asked ChatGPT, hey, how long am I supposed to take to recover for this 100-miler? And I uploaded my HRV scores, and HRV is heart rate variability. For those that don't know, do you track your HRV, Charlie?
Nope. I used to when I had a Fitbit, but does HRV is the same as heart rate? Let's get serious.
No, not even close. No,
So obviously, if you have a lower heart rate, your HRV is going to be higher. Obviously, that's just math. They're very, very correlated. I bet you, like 98%.
Fine, but Charlie, like you can.
All I'm saying is it's a bit of a.
You're getting mad at me. You're getting mad at me for what? For bringing up that like a well-documented fact that scientists and doctors use to track fatigue and recovery and illness. They use HRV.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, don't get mad at me for bringing up HRV. I just said
it's a bit of a gimmick. It's a bit of a gimmick.
Okay,
HRV. Fine. I'm upset because I don't have it on my watch. Okay.
Let's keep going. Holy smokes. Anger towards HRV here. It's just bullshit. It's okay. Maybe it is correlated with heart rate. Fine. All I was trying to say is I track it because afterwards I could notice, oh yeah, I went through an illness there and my HRV was predicting it 2-3 days before. And okay, I had brutal sleep there on the weekend in Marchand because we were up late and I could see the impact it has on my body. And I use it as one of the indicators how I'm feeling.
Yeah. No,
I've not been in the normal range since St. George. I don't know about you
either. I'm sure if I would have the numbers, I wouldn't be like, so my heart rate's up 10. My resting heart rate's up 10. I mean, but there's so there's a couple cascading things here that are making that happen though, for me anyways.
Tell me.
So one is overeating. For some reason, I think there's a mind-body connection issue with me right now where I think because I was so tired after that event that I just like was either not making right decisions or I was interpreting being tired as being hungry, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I overeating, and I think that totally affects your HRV score.
100%.
You can't sleep as well. So that.
Can I pause quick? Go back to your comment about mind body thing. Can you explain that? I just want to make sure I understand it. You said, I think there's a.
Well, I mean, your mind, like your mind's kind of in control of what you eat, right? So it's trying to get feedback from your body to tell you what to eat. So when that connection isn't, maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's just a thing I said, but.
Okay. I thought it was like a known term that I was not aware of.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying
I may have heard that somewhere else and copied it. I'm not sure, but.
Okay. But do you think it's a seasonal thing or do you think it's like because of the recovery, because of the race?
So I've been thinking about this a bit.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
And I think it's partially the race, but I think it's just me. I think my brain is not understanding how my body's feeling, and because I was so tired after, I think it was like I was interpreting that as, oh, I'm feeling terrible, I'm down, but I think maybe it was just my mind. I was just tired and I needed sleep and I needed it, as opposed to I was thinking I was depressed, and maybe I was a little bit, right
after the race, you're saying.
Yeah, but I think maybe there's this new theory about how you actually just construct your emotions. And so anyways, whatever.
No, I'm listening. I like it. I'm not getting mad at you.
So, well, I don't understand it fully. So that's the problem. Right. But like, to me, it kind of makes sense that maybe, my body is craving sleep and my body's craving food right after, and I'm not feeling great after. Right. So my mind interprets that as I'm depressed, but really it's just like get some sleep,
Okay, I was gonna ask you about this because I came back from the race. We've talked ad nauseum about this race for the last 6 months, but we haven't talked about like you and I recovery. Really, you and I have not talked about this. I saw you once on Saturday or Sunday, and I was like, "How are you feeling?" You're like, "I feel good." That was it. I didn't talk to you more than that. The recovery was something else, wasn't it? This was the beast of the recovery, like this. I just wanted to eat for an entire 10 days. I'd say all I want to do is eat. All I want to do is sleep. I was taking naps in my chair here at the office. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm feeling that I've been feeling the urge to sleep
all the time,
like all the time during the day. But I think it's part of it is I'm eating too much. And that is like,
Is it though, or is it maybe that this?
Well, it's both. I think it's both, but I'm not sure.
You and I had never done a race of this distance. You pushed your body beyond what you'd ever come close to doing. You've done Ironman, 9 Ironman, and I know that's very hard, and I get it, but this was something else. Like this was a different
physically, yeah, I'd say it was definitely.
And like carb wise and whatever. So
just eating so much for and eating like really kind of just carbs, right? Like, I don't know.
Did you have this thing where you came back and all you want to do is eat like Cheerios and all you want to do is eat carbs?
I just always want to eat just Cheerios.
Like I don't know what's wrong. Like we talked about this a while back, how like bowl of cereal, it's like, oh my God, how good would a bowl of cereal be right now? I don't know what I've had this since St. George. And to put this in perspective, St. George for us was 2 weeks and 2 days ago, 2 weeks and a day ago, 2 days ago.
We should get Joel on here to we get some insights from him, because I feel like maybe it's because we're rookies at it too. But
I talked to him about this. I saw him today because I've been working, and he says his just sleep as much as you can, take those naps, take them when you can. Like the water, he says, is like a no-brainer.
Water is a big one. Yeah, water is a big one.
He's like, you should always be peeing. Like you should always be drinking all the time because your body just can't get enough. And he said the food, don't worry too much about. I don't want to say overindulging, but he said like eat, like don't worry about it.
So I've gained since
this is going to be a made up number.
No, since the day I've left for Sacramento, I weighed myself yesterday for the first time since my Ironman.
Yeah.
And I'm gained 20 pounds since my Ironman. It just sounds like a ridiculous number. I didn't think it'd be that high. I thought it was.
When did you weigh yourself though? Like, did you do a cut before? Like when you weighed yourself for Ironman, you probably weighed yourself after a workout or in the morning, first thing in the morning.
I always do it first thing in the morning.
So okay, so apples to apples, 20 pounds. That is a lot. I'm not going to tell you that's nothing, but I think you were light going into Ironman, right? Probably.
Yeah, I think it was
5 pounds, maybe
lightest I've been for a race.
What was your number going into? Sorry to bring this up.
174.8.
You went down to 174.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, for the Ironman.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Well, I'm really short. So. Yeah.
No, I know. So the lowest I've ever gotten was when the day we tried to qualify for Boston. I was at 185 and change. And that's the lowest I've ever been. And since then, I've been consistently between 188 and 190 and a bit. And I haven't weighed myself since St. George, but I've been eating a lot. I've been eating a lot, but I've been trying to eat clean. So like it's hard.
For me though, it's like a double whammy because like there's only 6 weeks between the Ironman and St. George. So I had kind of the same thing after the Ironman, where I just ate like lots. And then I didn't really care about gaining weight for St. George because I felt like it does,
it'll help me.
It'll help me give me more energy, right? Whatever. I think maybe had I been a bit less, I maybe would have had a chance for second. But
if you didn't carry around those 15 pounds,
the extra 10 pounds or whatever. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to be your therapist here, but I'll just like you're not worried about the weight.
No, I've gone through this before.
Yeah. You've gone through this before. You're more just talking about it because you want to talk about it on the podcast. You're being
the thing is, I was wondering why running had become so hard, and 20 pounds is
when is running hard now or like
the last week? Yeah.
Okay, but Charlie, the last week, man, I can't even. I'm not even running. Okay. It's been. This 100-miler, we'll just pick up and go do 100-miler and get right back to life. Like, I don't know. I probably thought that, and you probably thought that. I probably said that. Oh, we'll just quick 100-miler, then right back at it. And we'll go do the solstice run. We'll do 50 miles there. We'll go do this. We'll go do that. I totally underestimated the damage is the wrong word, perhaps, but the impact this would have on my life.
Yeah, and to me, it's more mental, and it's more like the endocrine system. I don't know what that means.
But the glands.
Yeah. No. Anyways, I feel like we're whining a little bit, so maybe we need to move on.
Oh, less whining. You sound like Rob. Like we are whining. It's okay to whine. It's okay to whine.
Yeah.
We had multiple episodes with zero whining.
Okay.
So I think we can get back to whining a little bit. No, I think it's So I just want to touch on so for me, I said I was expecting to come back from St. George and be like depressed. I was expecting, because it was such a buildup. I've been thinking about doing a 100-miler for a year, and like a big buildup, a big training, the bigger the mountain, the bigger the crash, right? I came back from St. George. I was pumped. I was so happy about my performance. I was so pleased that I finished, even though I lost to you, which should have been an even more depressor, right? A causer of depressed. I was doing great. I was like happy. I was just eating a ton. Every day I wanted to nap. Every day, midday, I wanted to nap. And I was going to bed at like 9 o'clock. I was getting 10 and 11 hours of sleep every night. I don't know about you, but I was trying to anyways. And I was taking midday naps. I'd go to the chair. I'd go here. And then I think I saw you on Thursday or Friday, and you were like, no, I'll tell this story real quick. So Friday, I was supposed to do a bike. Friday of the race, Patrick gave me a bike, and my son was playing PS4, and I was just kind of on the bike, and I wasn't paying attention because he was in a Fortnite battle. And I guess I went a little hard. I didn't even notice, but like I went a little hard. So Patrick was like, oh, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be going this hard. I said, okay. Next day was run club. I went out and I ran. Felt good. But all of a sudden I started getting a little sore. And then the next day I saw you, we were in La Broquerie, and I was like, Patrick said I need to take a day off, but I'm thinking of going running. You're like, just take it easy. You'll be fine. So like I ran, and I felt, my hips were starting, my IT and that night I had hockey, and I got like injured, I'll call it. Or maybe it was just accumulation, but I couldn't lift my leg the next day. Couldn't lift my leg. My IT band was so bad. I went to see Q. He said, stop running. Like, dude, you just did 100 miles. Like, take a few days off. Like, relax. You don't need to do 7 runs in a weekend. Like, c'est assez. So I was like, okay. So then but I felt great the whole time. And now the point of my story is he told me to take time off. So that was like over a week ago. And I've not run in about 8 days now. And now I'm starting to get depressed. I'm starting to get like, I need to go out and run. It's tough when the weekends are tough for me if I don't have a run. I don't know. How about you? Is that a thing?
If I go more than a day, it's tough. I feel like, I've done 4 days in a row, and I feel the best that I've felt since St. George. I don't know what it is. Like, it's just, and running slow, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd rather the most I've ever missed is a day, I think. I mean, I missed 2 weeks at one point when I was injured, but like, I don't like missing more than a day.
Oh, I hate it. And that's like, the Jets just scored. And it's like, when I don't have anything to look forward to on the weekend. So usually my weekends are packed because of kids' activities, swimming and gymnastics and theater and whatever. But this weekend, all of it was closed for Christmas break. So I got home, nothing to do. I was like, normally I'd be super excited about a long run or something, but I didn't even have that. All I had was a 45-minute bike, which honestly,
I kind of like the bike too. So like, you and me, like I'm like, I wish I had 3-hour bike rides.
If I would have had a 3-hour bike, that would have been okay. It would have been something long to look forward to, and I would have set some goals, and it would have been okay. But this like 45-minute bike ride it's not. And like no more than 150 watts. Like, yeah. So anyways, I'm complaining here, and I'm doing a little bit of whining myself. But my point of this story is I had a great week. The first week back felt great. I was running. Life was good. I was eating a ton. I was sleeping a ton. And in the last week, I've not been super happy, but not because of the sleep and the eating, just because of the not running, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, a weekend where you have nothing to do, that is tough. So anyways, I worked on my PhD paper. I'm trying to just catch up on stuff that I haven't done, and trying to tie up as many loose emails, caught up on all my emails. But I started this whole segment by saying I owe a shout out to Simo. And then we started talking about sleep, but I talked about HRV and you got upset, but I was talking to Simo about my HRV last night, just texting, how you doing? Oh, good. And I was saying how, oh man, my HRV has not been good for a long time. And he says, put your phone down. Just try to do you watch a show before you go fall asleep? I'm like, yeah, I'm bad for that. I'm so bad for that. Just try a night with no screen just to see how you feel. This was like at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's probably right. He said, read a book or something. I was like, Simo, he's always right. So I read a book. I read Jean Taillet and the Métis Revolution, or whatever the heck I'm reading on my, and I fell asleep, book in hand, the old fashioned way. and 97 sleep score, HRV, right back to optimal. So
really?
I was pumped today for that.
That's great. Yeah, that's amazing, actually. Yeah.
So I'm definitely, and I had a lot of screen time this weekend. So like, no wonder I wasn't sleeping great. I don't know. I'm thinking that if all I really care about is recovery, and that's all I just want to be good enough to go running again, right? Then I should prioritize these things, right? And I don't know if the screen thing is a random thing or if it's real. I think there's enough research that shows it's probably real. Maybe my body just had a good sleep for once, and it happened to be on a day that I read and I didn't. But either way, even if it's placebo or even if it's random, I'm trying it again tonight. Definitely.
I think for sure screen for like people like us who work on screens, like I think there's like a natural like stress response to having a screen in front of you for sure. I don't know.
Yeah. So your resting heart rate. So anyways, ChatGPT. Then I went and I had a conversation with ChatGPT, and Chad told me 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks.
It's a continuum, I think.
Yeah, but like, don't expect your HRV to get back to its range.
There's no way I'm going to be where I was on October 24th in 2 to 4 weeks. It's going to be 2 to 3 months for me.
Well, I've never said October 24th. I said HRV.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. It's relative, and it depends on what you consider recovery, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, agreed. So yeah, because if you just want to be able to jog 6 easy miles, well, that's probably soon-ish, right? Well, you did. What did you do this weekend?
I don't know. I did like 20 miles or something.
Yeah. More. And nice and easy outside. Felt good. Or no, did it not feel good?
Felt hard, way like 10-minute miles. Felt like it was like the hardest thing ever.
Did it feel harder than in St. George?
Almost.
Okay. And then I had this whole thing with, I'm changing gears here a little bit, but Louis Carmier, who's been on the podcast, who's, I read his book From Addiction to Fitness. Anyways, we've remained friends ever since I ran with him, and he texts me from time to time. And he said, you want to talk about this backyard? And he wanted to just talk about it. And I think I told him, I think you'd be good at this, Louis. I think you would crush a backyard. And he's kind of thinking that he might. And he's like, you guys gave me the urge to do this. And I said, do it, just do it. So he's thinking of doing a backyard. So when did you first start looking at races when you got back from St. George? Because the last time the viewers heard, we recorded the day after the race, and we both, I don't know what you said. I said, never doing that again. That's what I said. I don't know what you said. I think you also said maybe never doing that again.
I said that multiple times during the night. But then I started feeling good, and I didn't really think about it much after for the second half.
Yeah.
So I think I was already kind of, anyways, I checked Monday.
Yeah. And which one did you sign up for?
I put my name on the wait list. I put my name on the wait list because it was sold out. There's the one in Bloomnorth there.
Yeah.
It was sold out, so I put my name in the wait list. I'm kind of happy I'm not on it now, but
no, but that's the same weekend as St. Luke 200, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's local. I don't know. I was thinking I might do it.
Yeah, local to support.
And it would be on my birthday, so I don't know.
Local to support or local because it's close by and it'll be easier?
I don't know. I'd see a bunch of people that I know and probably be fun. And yeah.
Okay, so what's your timeline for? So I want to do another one also, obviously. I started looking like the Wednesday, Thursday. I was like, okay, I'm going to do another one. And I actually had ChatGPT make me a list of all the races in May because I wanted to do May. I was thinking London Marathon, late April, 3-4 weeks after should be a good window. Would you agree or no?
Yeah. I mean, you got to take 2 weeks off and then you just taper the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then because I'll be in decent shape, plus the engine. Like this is more of a do you have the engine type thing, right?
You don't really even need I mean, if you've been running for 3 years, you're trained.
Yeah, but I saw this. So Ryan Keeping, the guy that I ran across Canada with, he did a fundraiser in Halifax this weekend, and he did a 250K, and he just loops around a track or something, or I don't know what he did, but 250K. And it took him, what did it take him? 31 hours or something. And I was just thinking like, that's pretty fast. 8-minute Ks.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
And I was thinking, I don't know if I could do that. Probably I couldn't. I don't know if I could do that. Probably not. And then I was thinking, but that guy's got an engine. He ran across Canada, right? And he's been training to run across Canada. And anyways, so he probably just showed up and did that, right? He didn't train for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. So back to my point is that we could probably like, do you agree that May is a good time or June? When would be an ideal time for you to do one?
I don't think I'm going to do one. I changed my mind.
No, you change your mind just because you're on the wait list?
No, I need to have a couple easy months, I think, after Boston. Swimming, biking, all that.
Oh, because of the triathlon worlds, Ironman worlds. Sorry.
Well, I didn't like the fact I did like it, but I didn't like the 6 weeks between my Ironman and this. I don't think I want to do that again. It's just it just took too much out of me, I think. So my Ironman was 6 weeks before the 100-miler.
Yeah.
There's only 6 weeks difference. And I'm going to be running Boston in April. And if I try to schedule another and then Nice in September, I feel like I need a period in there where it's just chill,
Yeah. Or maybe not just chill, but not doing 100 miles and losing 2 months to recover, right?
Yeah.
Well, plus if you did a backyard, I don't think we're talking about 100 miles on our second attempt.
I think I'm going to do way more than 100.
150 or maybe 200 miles.
Maybe
right?
I'm overconfident here, but yeah, I think I could do quite a few. Yeah.
But you're thinking you could probably get past the second night. I think
that would be the goal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's realistic, but I think.
But that would also be my goal. And I mean, you were in great shape at the end of the 102 miles. Like, had that day gone on for another, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours, no sweat, you would have finished that. Had it gone on for another 12 hours, probably you would have finished that. Maybe. So, I mean,
I don't know.
But again, this was your first one, I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
So your second one, you're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to be better. You're going to know about the napping. You're going to know about the shoes. So it's not unrealistic to say you'd get to 200 miles. It's possible. It's possible. So what does that recovery look like for you? Holy smokes. Like it's more than just, I'm not trying to discourage you for the record.
Yeah, no. But
we could just pick a race and like do what they tell you not to do, which is set like a limit.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, not doing that. So then you're not going to do a backyard till
maybe maybe summer 2026.
Okay. Because that's the qualifying year for Team Canada.
It's like if I want to do a backyard, I think put
a race.
Do an effort of it. Like not just like a side thing. Like that this was a side thing for me. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like
pretty impressive side thing, Charlie, that you did.
No, it was good, but I mean, like, and I think a lot of the training translates and everything, but anyways,
because you're basically by not doing the race, the engine will just keep building. The engine will just keep building, and you're not losing anything. You're just deferring, right? You're just not having that race on the calendar this year.
Yeah, and also it was like unless you're really. I don't know. It was painful. The race was painful.
I thought it was like, I didn't even know the term type 2 fun. Have you heard that expression?
No.
Or level 2 fun or type B fun. Anyways, Louis sent it to me. He's like, oh, it looks like a lot of type 2 fun. I better make sure I'm saying this right. Type 2 fun, right? Is that, anyways, the fun is where it's horrible the whole way through. And then afterwards, you love it. You end up like going back. Type 2 fun. Yeah. Sorry if
okay.
And
Well,
then
yeah, I mean
afterwards,
that's what marathons and Ironmans are,
yeah,
But
the
I
marathon.
feel like I enjoy a marathon as it's
No,
happening, even though
I
I'm
would
in
say
pain.
this is, I enjoy a marathon too. I really enjoy running the marathon.
Yeah, it gives you kind of a bit of that, like you're in the competitive
Yeah,
zone
and
type
you're
of thing,
pushing and you have a window that you know how many, like, and you're trying to stay at 170 heart rate for, like, it's different than
yeah,
this.
marathons are a lot more enjoyable.
A lot more enjoyable than 25 hours of
Hmm.
yeah. So anyways, he says this was a type 2 fun. And I had to Google it. And I was like, yeah, it's absolutely a type 2 fun where like you hated well, not the whole way through, but you mostly hate it. And then afterwards you're like, I want to do that again. Right. He
Yeah,
says like he loves that stuff. So I told Louis Cormier, you got to do it. You got to do a backyard. You got to do one because he's backpacked like hundreds of hours. He's done the Appalachian Trail, and I'd say that's comparable. He's done Ironman. He's done older guy though, right? He's not our age. But I told him I'm pretty sure you'd crush this. So he said, "Well, I'm thinking of doing the Edmonton one." So I was like, "Oh, that would be perfect. That's in my window. That would be May." So, but now you've got me thinking. I mean, the only two things I really care about on the calendar next year, right now, are London and Chicago. London's in April and Chicago's in September. The summer was going to be just whatever. Oh no,
yeah.
sorry. I'm
You
running
do that.
across PI. Sorry, I'm running across PI around PI.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but that's in May or in June.
I'm doing it in the summer sometime because I want my family there. So I'm going to do 14. I'll increase my mileage a little bit. 14 marathons, 14 days probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think that
I mean, I feel like I could potentially do one in May. I can't.
I kind of want, so selfishly, I want you there because that'll do two things. One is it'll be way more fun and we'll have a bigger crew, but also like it's going to force me to try to keep up with you, right? It's going to force me to like, now it'll be so easy to quit now if you're not there, right? Too easy to quit.
Yeah.
Selfishly,
Yeah,
but don't.
I think you'll be able to. Yeah.
Well, I've made a list of things I got to do better for my next backyard.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, for sure. You'll be way better for sure. Yeah.
Maybe don't not maybe don't stand for 5 hours straight. Maybe sit down once in a while and maybe nap and maybe change your shoes and maybe eat better. I mean, anyways, a list of things that I got to do better that basically you did. I'll just try to copy your formula. Okay, so is that a decision that's made or is it still kind of open? The no backyard.
Well, I also had a bike race that I was potentially eyeing in June.
Okay.
It's like 160K in the mountains.
Where's that?
In Alberta. Jasper. I was eyeing that, potentially just that because it would be good practice for.
Yeah, those are hills. I can speak from experience. So in 2005, I was a summer student at BLG Gervais, Gordon Ladner Gervais in Calgary. I was a lawyer, summer student, so I wasn't a lawyer yet. And I was somewhat in shape, starting to get fat, but still like I had run a few years before and whatever. And they told me, hey, you want to be in this K100? We each do 10 miles. I was like, 10 miles, do that in my sleep. Yeah, I'm in. So I trained. I went out and I jogged and I trained a little bit. But by trained, I mean probably 3 or 4 runs I did kind of on a Saturday, but I was drinking a lot back then. So anyways, the day comes up and I was the youngest by far and I was training. So they gave me the toughest leg, which was, I believe, the last one or the second last one in the mountains. Like it was in the mountains. And I thought I'd die. Like it was the hard up to that point. It was I debated quitting, but I didn't know how to quit because I was in the mountains.
There's no one there there's
no one there to quit. So I didn't know how to quit. So I would have quit if I could have quit, but maybe not. But I ended up finishing it and just the mountains. My sole point in this story is to tell you how hard those mountains were, how difficult it was to run in those mountains. So good for you to do that. Is that like it's just a mountain race?
There's like 2 big climbs and 2 big descents. So
okay, and you can scream down the descents. Okay, so you're contemplating doing that. Is Big Swim still on your radar? It's out?
Well, no,
That could fit in with an Ironman like that.
I don't know. I feel very tired right now, so my perception of things that I want to do is probably way lower than usual. So
yeah, it's like I used to always say back when I was drinking, you never talk about trips, future drinking excursions when you're hungover, like on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're always like, no, I'm never drinking again. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. And then, but ask me on a Friday afternoon if we should go book a trip to go watch a Bomber game or go to a Jets game or whatever. Yeah, that's a great idea. This is kind of the same thing for running, right?
Yeah.
You're hurting right now. Speaking of, I got to tell this story, totally sidetracked, but I got to tell this story. So several months ago, I was in the gym and there was this guy. So I go to the gym at regular times. And I'm always at the same time. I work with Joel, and there's a guy that started showing up at the same time as me. And, you know, we chit chat, and he saw me running. He's like, whoa, man, you're running fast. What do you, I'm training for Chicago. Oh, good luck. Hopefully you do. And we chatted, and eventually somehow I ended up opening up to this guy about my alcoholism. And it was so random because it was like in the change room, and I ended up opening up, and I told him how hard it was for me and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and then he just kind of was quiet about the whole thing and didn't say anything. Today he tells me, hey, I just want to thank you. I said, oh, for what? He goes, for opening up. Okay. Yeah, that was, I'm an alcoholic too. He said, oh, okay. He says, I fell off the wagon last weekend, and, you know, my wife left me, and I had to go to the hospital because I drank too much. And I was thinking about what you said, how, you know, this is so much easier than running a triathlon or running an Ironman or running a 100-miler, that I know I can quit drinking. I know I can do that because it's a lot easier than some of the other stuff I did. And he was saying how he was inspired, and he's like, I know this was my rock bottom. I know I'm going to turn it around. I just wanted to thank you for that. And I was just like, holy shit, this guy in the gym just had a crazy heart to heart with me. So he goes, thanks for motivating me. Thank you. So I thought about that. Sometimes when sometimes it's hard to share, right? You don't want to share because you feel embarrassed. You feel like, I've become a sharer, and I tell people if the conversation's going that way, and why, because sometimes you can change a life a little bit. This guy, I hope he stays sober. Anyways, sorry to be a downer with my story. It was a totally random story because I was talking about quitting drinking and drinking. But you're right now in a spot where you're maybe not going to look at booking stuff just until you get healthy. Yeah. But realistically, if you get to the point where a week from now you're kind of back, and okay, it was a 3-4 week recovery. It's a long recovery. But I could do that in May and still be healthy for September. You might consider doing one if all that lined up.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah, I'm not saying no to anything.
Yeah. You're not saying no to anything. So, because the thing
is, not saying yes to anything either.
It's like, is it a little stressful, this like planning for the next year a tad, or no?
No, not too much. Because I usually, like, I know I've known my 3 big races, I guess, since October.
Right. You're going to World Championships. You got Boston
and Chicago, and Boston will probably end up being a B race. I'm guessing I won't be in good enough shape, I'm guessing, by then to do that well, but
because of 777.
Yeah, I think I'm like a month behind where I was. I'm way behind where I was last year at this time.
Yeah. So if Boston ends up being a 310 or 320 or whatever, you're okay with it.
330, whatever.
330. Yeah. Okay. But Chicago, you want to do a good marathon time, but that's a little tight to your worlds, isn't
it? Chicago, I won't. It won't be if I happen to be in good shape. Oh. Okay, that's my kid.
Mikael.
Yeah, Mikael. Yeah. Anyways, va voir maman, okay?
So that's going to be tough to have both of those as A races, though. The Ironman.
Yeah, so Chicago isn't really an A race unless I happen to just feel really good after because that can happen sometimes where like if you like after an Ironman, you can sometimes
rally.
Be in really good shape if you keep it going, right? So
yeah, it's possible what you're feeling right now is comparable to what I was feeling after my back-to-back Ironmans last year. Remember where I was like, I just couldn't train. I couldn't do anything because you did Ironman, then you did 100-miler, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's mostly the extra weight. Like, I think it's just extra weight and just being tired. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I have two little segments that I want to do.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just chatting here, but
yeah, it's all good. Well, one is the year in review.
Okay. So we're doing that right now.
If you want.
Yeah. Let's do it. Year in review.
So I'm down, but then I started thinking about everything I've done this year.
Holy smokes, Charlie. Like people think you and I are full-blown crazy individuals, crazy persons because of the amount of stuff we did. We kind of have different years in a way, but on our own, it's unbelievable. And combined, it's absolutely bonkers what we did this year.
Yeah. So I ran my first Boston Marathon, just missed the 3-hour mark. I think that was probably my number one highlight.
Yeah.
And then the second highlight was my sub 10 hour Ironman, and then this 100-miler. So
that's even an unreal year, man.
Yeah, it's an unreal year. Like, so I feel grateful that's
a lifetime for some, right?
It's a good year, anyways. And so when I start feeling down about like having a hard time running right now, I just have to remember that I'm capable of doing things. So
if we keep going down the list for you. There were some other.
Oh, plus Hecla, I crushed that bike.
You crushed Hecla.
Yeah.
So
I had a good year.
You didn't you do a really fast? Well, we won.
We won the 5K, the team against those other podcasters.
Johnny against our buddy Johnny Coffin and Carolyn. By 1 second, we won our first ever race.
Yeah.
You also won finished top 3 or whatever at Birds Hill. What'd you finish? Podium? You would have been right up there.
I don't remember.
Same Molo, same. You crushed that one.
Yeah. Well, there's more swimming involved in those, so I'm not as good. But yeah, I think I finished 3rd. Molo. Yeah.
You paced the Manitoba Marathon?
Paced the Manitoba Marathon, yep. I paced my cousin at the Treehorn Marathon.
Paced your cousin at the Treehorn Marathon? And you did a bunch of 5Ks and 10Ks and every other race in the history of the planet in Manitoba.
So it was a very good year. What about you?
Did we go down south and did a race too, you and I?
Oh, yeah.
Windbreaker?
Windbreaker, yeah. So that's probably one of your highlights.
Yeah, I don't know what did I do? Okay, I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm just coming off the cuff. So I got to run Boston, so that was fun, although it wasn't great. But I ran Boston, I ran Chicago, those were fun.
Chicago, you had a surprisingly good time.
Yeah, I was really, really happy with Chicago. I ran across New Brunswick, which was super, super fun.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing this weekend when I was bored. I was planning my PEI trip. It's going to be so fun. I ran the 100 miler is probably the highlight of, is it the highlight of my year? I don't know. It's tough to tell because there are different emotions. There are different type of emotions.
Yeah.
I won the Fast and Furry.
Oh yeah.
With dog Curly, accomplished.
Curly, yeah, nice. That's a big one.
Biter, aggressive biter Curly.
You also won that 10K.
Oh yeah. I got a check.
Yeah.
That was a 39-minute 10K. What was that? I don't even remember.
It was under 40. I remember
under 40. Okay, so that was good. I did a sub K there. That half was really good in Long Beach or wherever the heck I was.
Oh yeah, you did I think you did like 125 there.
Yeah, that was good. 125. That's still my best. And then
the win the whole way.
Yeah, that was a tough course. That day, man, I was dialed in. And I started the year with a New Year's marathon, which was I think a 127 or something like that by myself. And times got better there. And I probably did. Okay, so I did 20. I did the Fredericton. I probably did like 30 half marathons if you count the 26 30 half marathons. What I only did.
I did not race one half marathon this year. Like I ran.
Race. Got it.
I didn't, but I mean, like I didn't go all out on. Oh yeah, I did all go all out. Sorry, on one. Yeah,
Ours, just the one in Huntington Beach.
The
sucked.
Bag
you were
the bag of M&Ms before.
Bag of M&Ms half. You were a minute behind me.
I was like 5 minutes behind you, wasn't
right,
it?
Whatever. You were right behind me. I thought.
Anyways, yeah.
You weren't like 18 minutes behind you like I was at the 100 miler. Okay, so that's a fun year. I think I
think so. So sometimes we forget. Yeah.
Did I do an Ironman this year? No, because I've just. Oh, and I did the barefoot Guinness World Record too. At the
triathlon Guinness World Record.
By the way, if you haven't checked out, that video is now live on our YouTube channel. Check out the Spain recap video. It'll be live today or tomorrow. So for us, but people that are listening, it's already live. Check out that. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited about it.
I don't usually watch like our YouTube videos, but the summary that you did, I watched that whole thing for Utah, like where you have it every loop. It's kind of interesting.
St. George.
Yeah, that was
okay.
A good one.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I've had people tell me it was really good. I've had people tell me what doesn't go well for a podcast, but in a way, it's kind of like
for a podcast, maybe, yeah. But for YouTube, it was okay. It was good for YouTube, I think.
Either way, it's like one thing I liked about
it's a diary entry.
Exactly, it's a diary entry. You got it, and it's taken care of. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is remember to record during the loops. And there were loops where I was miserable and I didn't want to do it, but I still did it. And you end up getting a free diary out of it.
Yeah.
What was your other topic that you want to discuss? You're in review. Did we cover that pretty good?
Yeah, it was great. We can save this one, but okay. I don't know what else you had to talk.
You could tease it.
So it's 5 would you rather questions about running.
Okay. I like it so far.
So I'm just gonna pull what my
This is because I know this. Does this stem a little bit from my driving debate, driving or running?
Similar, yeah. So
you got so mad at me when I asked Johnny that question. And by the way, after you left the show, the last 10 minutes with Johnny, he told me that I was supposed. Did you listen to that episode yet?
I haven't. No.
So he said you're supposed to I'll let you in on a secret, Rob. My friends call me Johnny, and you guys can call me Johnny now. So I was like, oh, cool. Nice. So Johnny, we have to address him as Johnny. So Johnny, I brought up the fact that we beat him at the terrible twosome.
The twosome, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Johnny, I got to bring this up. I brought that up, and then
he's like, I ran like 3/4. I didn't really run hard there.
Yeah, he's got a 16-minute 5K. Wow, that is fast. So, anyways, I could tell you were maybe you weren't annoyed, but I was like, oh, let me ask this question, Charlie. Okay, so I'm ready for the would you rather.
No, I wasn't annoyed. I just thought you had to explain it to him.
Yeah, it's a process. It's a bit of, but he's a podcast listener, so maybe he knows.
Yeah.
And then that night,
so
quick. That night, I went and I listened to their Chicago episode.
Yeah,
it was really good. His Chicago episode, the Inspired Souls. They put on a great podcast. So if you haven't listened to that, it's another Manitoba running podcast. Anyways, would you rather?
Okay, so would you rather run a marathon in -10?
Oh, I love this. Wait, let me think of the number that it would have to be for me to say no.
Okay. Or 26 degrees Celsius.
Oh, zero question.
Zero
question, it's -10.
Okay, agreed. I agree.
The number for me,
that's the right answer.
The number for me to be debatable would be like 18.
What if there's snow on the ground?
Oh, without the snow, I hadn't thought about the snow. I was just thinking like the weather. Okay. If there's snow on the ground, obviously that's how much snow.
The snow overtakes it, I think.
Yeah, obviously, I was thinking like a groomed, packed trail there.
Yeah. If it's a nice trail, I'd rather do -10.
What number would you rather run? 18 -10. Like 18 degrees? I'm still running -10. I think.
No,
16 degrees.
I think I'd take 18.
18, but it's around there. 20, maybe 19. No, like it's not 20. 20, you're taking -10. 20? That was Boston Marathon.
-10's pretty cold. I've been doing it the last few days.
Yeah, but you're not moving. You're barely moving. When you're running full speed,
fair enough. When you go faster, it's different.
Says the guy who's run most of his life on treadmill.
But the wind hits you. The wind hits you harder. So,
yeah, fair enough. So
okay.
I'm definitely a -10 guy for sure.
Okay.
100%.
If you had to race one distance every weekend, and I'll give you two options: 10K or half marathon.
For the rest of my life?
Yeah, for 1 year.
Well, it's definitely a half marathon.
Yeah, it's not even a question for you.
No. Yeah. You should have said like 35K or a half.
Yeah.
It would have been like
something like that. Yeah.
Or 35K or 10K.
Okay. So if your Garmin isn't watching.
Quick pause. I want to go back to that question. So I don't think there's another distance. If you told me you had to run, let me ask you this. A genie pops out and says, you must run one distance every Saturday the rest of your life. What number do you give? You must. So meaning you could probably give 21.1 kilometers, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't want it. I would want it to be
16.
I want it to be shorter. 10K.
10K, but then you
personally, because I feel like I have other workouts I need to worry about here.
No, but you can't do anything. Like you can't do.
It's just a race, you mean? Like, so one race?
No. That's the only distance you can do on the weekend.
I can only do one distance.
For both days. Yeah.
Still 10K. I don't want to do more than 10K per day.
Okay, how about this? You can only run one of the 2 days on the weekend, the genie says, and it must be this distance. The other day you could do a bike or
20 miles.
How much?
20 miles.
20 miles? So I'd go probably, okay, I like it.
I'm not being very consistent with my answers here, but whatever.
Okay, so you started this game.
Only 10K, but 20 miles. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think if you there's no way I would go 10K if I could only do one run. I would for sure do at least 20K, I think, if I could only do one. Because then you could do some training for your marathons also.
Yeah. I'd rather do two 10Ks. So this isn't even in my list here. Would you rather do 2 10-mile runs on the weekend or 1 20-mile run?
That is a good question. I really like the long runs.
And so
what happens on the day off? Can I do biking or something else?
Yeah. Just no running.
Well, I do the long run and some stupid shitty bike.
I would definitely do 2 10-milers.
You do 2 10-milers?
I don't like running more than 15 sometimes. No. 20 is about my max. That's fine. Yeah. You wake up, your Garmin's dead. You have a workout to do. You have like 5 minutes to get out there and do it, or else you have to get to work or whatever, or you have something to go to. Okay. So do you do the workout or do you skip it because your watch doesn't work?
No, you still do the workout.
Okay, good answer. Perfectly flat course or hilly course for like just a fun run with the boys?
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like I'm soft if I say the true answer here. That'll make me soft. The trail runners won't like me.
Yeah.
It's probably flat.
Yeah.
Is that okay that I say that?
I think I would like the flat course too. I'm weak. Yeah.
Does that make us soft or accustomed to our surroundings, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe. Out and back or loops?
Dude, we argued about this remember that day we were running all those training sessions? You know I'm a big loop guy.
Yeah, you love your loops. I like the out and back.
I'm a big loop guy. I don't know what this disease is that I have that I can't jog on the same path twice in the same run. Like it's nonsensical how crazy I am. Like I'll avoid. Oh, I've already jogged here. Got to go somewhere else. Anyways, so I'm a loop guy.
Okay.
That being said, if I'm trying to simplify things and I don't want to think and I need to just get like a tough 20-miler in, I might just do like down Gateway there and back. Yeah, I know it's exactly
kind of that's kind of why I do it, because it's like in the morning I just turn my brain off and go.
Yeah. If it's that, I'm okay with doing it out and back, because then your halfway point. You don't have to think about all that.
Okay, so suppose you're on just a easy jog, whatever. a mile left and your shoe gets untied.
Yeah.
Do you stop and tie it, or do you finish it? Sorry, half a mile. I'll change it to half a mile. Half a mile left.
First off, that would never happen to me because I double tie.
Okay.
But if it did,
so
it almost have to be like the shoe falls off or something. I don't think you can run with loose laces. Can you? Half a mile? That would be a long time.
I've done 4 or 5 miles before.
4 or 5 miles?
I've done lots of miles with untied laces.
Lots of miles, multiple miles.
I've got lots of miles.
So if I notice that there's like back before I would double tie, they would start to like I'm stopping before. Like I'd be a stopper and retire. So I guess I'm stop and tie because I'm a stop and tie guy, I guess. You're a do multiple miles with no shoes
on. Okay, so would you rather train? This is very similar to another one, but
I like these questions, Charlie.
Would you rather train in extremely hot or extremely cold?
See, I think
training, so slightly different than a race.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for hot on this.
Yeah, I think so. I think I agree.
Yeah, because
I think I'd rather like you just go slower. You take breaks, you drink water. Like,
plus I'm kind of good in heat. Like my body's okay in heat, and I can figure it out. I don't get too wiped out.
Yeah. Okay,
which might seem oxymoronic, but it's not. Those are different things. Running in a -10 versus training in heat.
Yeah,
like extreme cold is not fun.
No, it's not fun.
-10 is okay, but extreme cold is not fun.
It's not fun. No. Would you rather run with a pebble in your shoe?
Oh, that's not fun.
Or a loose item in one of your pockets?
Oh, a loose item in pocket is terrible. If it's not like one of those
you can't just discard, that you got to keep.
So I'm thinking like a constant flap with your pocket, like
that or the pebble.
I'm going with. I think I'm going with the pebble because worst case you get a blister and you just power through. Yeah, but the flap, like have you ever had like 4 gels in a pocket and it's flat and then you can't stand that. You have to stop right away and fix it, right?
I've done full marathons with like loose,
but like close to your body, like onto the not like flat.
No, with my like I think when I ran like the one in LA, the marathon, it was just
that's on you. That's on you, Charlie. That's on
you. Yeah. No, I would much rather have the pebble, to be honest.
Yeah. And so would Ben.
Yeah, I'm trying to find another good one here. So I think that's pretty good for now. Okay, so no, this is a decent one. So a race with ideal conditions, beautiful weather, not too hot, not too cold, but no crowd, versus a race that doesn't quite have ideal conditions, but a nice crowd cheering you on the whole way.
I like the crowd. I'm a crowd guy, I think.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have the crowd.
I think I'm a crowd guy. It should almost be like,
So I'm thinking like New York, New York versus Boston.
Yeah. New York was so fun. Oh my God. We got to do that one again. That was so fun.
Yeah. New York was great.
Did we do that this year? No, that was last year. Sorry. I know that was last year.
Okay. So last one.
Okay.
Your pacer. You're following a pacer for a race. We've never done that, but let's say you would.
Okay.
He goes.
And you're arguing with them the whole way because they're. No, anyways, sorry.
No. So he goes 15 seconds too fast or 15 seconds too slow for the first half per mile.
Yeah, I think I would take. Yeah, that's a lot to make up. For the first half for a marathon, 13 miles times that's 4 minutes to make up. 3.5 minutes. I think I'm taking. I think I'm taking too slow and hoping I can negative it hard. What do you think? No, you're taking too fast, probably because it's too much to make up, right? 15 seconds.
Well, I guess a better question, I know what would happen in real life. I would just ignore them and I'd do my own thing.
No, but let's say you don't have a choice.
Yeah, let's say I have to follow that pace for at least the first half. Okay.
Yeah. So you're trying to break 3 hours, which is, what is it again? 6:52?
6:52.
So you either have to run 6:37s for the first half or 7:07s for the first half. That's the question. Next marathon, you're trying to break 3. Would you rather run 6:37s or 7:07s for the first half? I think you're taking 7:07s and you're hoping to make it up on the back.
I don't like either of those options.
Well, 6:37s, you're putting, like, you're kind of out, right?
I feel like you're out. You're not going to do 6:37s unless you're like way.
Well, the math is simple. You got to do the other one on the second half, whichever one
you're out either way. You're done either way, I think.
Yeah,
I think maybe you could hold on and do a PR if you start at 6:37s on the first half. So I would take the 6:37. I'd take too fast.
If you're in a really good
shape. I've always said, it goes against what I've always said on this show. But
that'd be interesting. And you can't, it's like a bomb on a bus. There's a bomb on the bus. You can't go faster than 7:07 otherwise, or you can't go slower than 6:37 otherwise the bomb explodes.
Yeah. I think 7:07, it would be too much to make up on the back.
That would be tough because now you're busting at 6:37s on the back half. But I mean, you'd be fresh.
Yeah, I don't know. But otherwise, what if you do 6:37s and you feel like, oh, you're getting a PR by 10 minutes all of a sudden?
Yeah, but marathons are hard.
Yes. Yeah.
At the end, they're hard.
Yes, they are. Okay, sorry, I took a bunch of.
No, this is great.
We have on the.
No, this is good. This is good. So we have this is the last episode of 2024. So we thank you guys for tuning. Don't forget to like and subscribe and give us a follow and all that. We're gonna come back strong. Well, we're 4 weeks away from leaving on probably one of the coolest trips anyone's ever done in the history of running, which is 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents. So in preparation for that, you and I are going to probably talk a bit about that. We got Carolyn. Is her last name Coffin?
Yeah, Carolyn. Yeah. She's married to Johnny.
Yeah, I know she's married to Johnny. I didn't know if that was her last name.
So not necessarily. Yeah, but in this case, yes.
So she's coming on the show in mid-January. And we also have, we're going to get Phil Gore on the show as well in the next month or two. And we're also looking at a couple interesting guests coming on. So it's an exciting time for the podcast. There's a lot of stuff happening. In case you haven't heard, Charlie and I have some decisions to make about our backyards and our calendars for next year. But more importantly, we got to focus on, hey, can I ask you just this one quick question before?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What do you think your average time will be on the 777? And what do you think your goal will be? Or just one of those. That could be the same answer. Have you thought about setting goals for this? I know we've talked about
it a little bit, but
are you going to go hard on any one of them?
The last one, I'll go hard.
I'm thinking of going hard on the first one.
Yeah. Try to win one.
The Antarctica one, where we have a bit of an advantage. So it starts in Antarctica, Cape Town, Perth, Dubai, Madrid, Fontezanera in Brazil, and then Miami. So
highs of 40 in front Fortaleza or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. So you're gonna get your answer as to if you prefer running a cold one or a hot one, because Antarctica is gonna be cold and Brazil is gonna be really hot. And Dubai it's the middle of summer in Dubai. It's the middle of winter.
No, it's near winter, but still, yeah.
I think Dubai is always hot.
No, the Brazil one's going to be the hottest one, I think.
Right, because the Brazil is south of the equator. Yeah, Brazil will be mental. Do they run it at night? Do you know?
I'm hoping. I don't know.
Because I vaguely recall last year they ran the Dubai one at night.
Yeah, I think there's some that are at night.
Okay. That's getting exciting. I'm getting excited for that. All right. Well, thank you. This was fun, Charlie. This was fun. It's okay to be a bit down after big races. We know that. And you're going to come out really strong here. So will I. I'm going to come out strong. I'm off to see Q, my physiotherapist, right now. And I hope he gives me the green light to run. And if he does, I'm going to go for a jog tonight. Can't wait. And if not, well, I'll just wait or whatever. I will see you at all our Christmas parties that are coming up. And last episode of the year. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you stick around. 2025 is going to be an unreal year. We are the running journey. Remember, more miles, less pace. Let's go.